Hello friends, welcome back. Today I've made a Dollar Tree fall centerpiece. Now I've made this for my church, but I think this would look gorgeous on a tablescape, in an entryway, on a side table, but it's gorgeous and very simple. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use is a Dollar Tree plate, and I'm going to put it upside down, and I'm going to glue a bowl to the bottom of it for the base. So I am using E6000 as well as hot glue. The hot glue just makes it quicker to glue. So once I've got that done and dried, then I'm going to go ahead and use these foam pieces. So you could tape these on if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and hot glue them on, and I'm going to hot glue this vase in the center. So if you wanted a little bit more lift, add a regular candlestick underneath that vase and it'll give you a little bit more height, so you could make your arrangement a little bit higher. But I'm just going to cut all of my stems into smaller pieces and just kind of equally spread them out around this entire thing. So if you wanted to use less florals, then I would go ahead and put some moss over the top of the foam. I'm using a lot of florals in this, so I'm not going to worry about using moss or being able to see through into the foam. But if you are concerned with that, go ahead and add a layer of moss on there. So like I said, I'm going to use these beautiful leaves, and I want mostly leaves. So I'm going to use the maple and the oak. So the oak leaves come with the little berries on it, and I'm using a cream colored oak leaf and a yellow. I stuck with the more red and orange maple leaves, and they come in a variety of colors too. So, obviously choose the colors that you like. But I mostly wanted this leaves. Again, this year I just feel really drawn to mostly leaves. But I am going to use a couple of flowers in this. But you can see I'm kind of I'm creating two sides. And to emphasize that, I'm going to use these dripping blossoms. I think they're gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and try to list in the description box everything that I have used, all the florals that I have used. But I'm cutting the greenery into short little stems separate from the blossoms. And I'm going to go ahead and put those around just to kind of fill in a little bit and add a little bit of green underneath. So like I said before, if you wanted to add moss, you could. But I'm just using the greenery from all of the flowers that I'm using. And with these orange colored dripping blossoms that I'm using one branch on one side and the other on the other side. And I kind of have them really kind of hanging low on the sides, and I'm creating an arrangement that's kind of an oblong shape. So it's just kind of falling over the edges on one side and the other side. And I'm going to add just a little bit of brightness with this lighter orange color, and I'm only going to use one branch of those and just divide it up on each side. So I think on one side I was able to get 2 stems and the other side 3 stems. And it just adds just a little bit of brightness. And I'm going to add some of these brighter colored, they're kind of more pink. I'm going to use a hops, and I'm just using one branch of each color. And I just felt like that little bit of pink just added such a softness to it. At least to me it did. And a little bit more movement on the sides that didn't have the dripping blossoms. So I thought that the pink was really pretty in there, and again, I would say use the colors that you like. And I really love cattails in the fall. I think they're just add so much texture to an arrangement. So I do try to group them a little bit together. I'm not going to spread them equally out. I'm going to group them in 2 and 3s. I am going to spread them out, but group them together, group the cattails together a little bit. So it does add, like I said, a lot of texture and color, a little bit of depth in color. And I used the dark purple ones as well. So I grabbed some statice. I love statice, especially with live fresh flowers. But this statice from the Dollar Tree is very realistic looking, and I'm very impressed with it. So I used cream color and white. And statice, whether it's fake flowers or live flowers, just adds such a softness to your arrangement and just ties everything and finishes it off. And it's just so, so pretty. So, you know, like I said, there's other filler flowers in the Dollar Tree that you could use if you didn't prefer this. I believe that they still have a little bit of lavender flowers as well, and that would look pretty as well because the purple really looks so good with the orange. But yeah, I really wanted that just the soft whisper of a filler flower with the statice. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so as I'm getting closer to the end of my florals, I'm gonna stand back and look and see what it needs. So to me, it needed just a little bit more of that brighter oak leaf color. And I would always suggest that to you. Stand back and see if, you know, an area needs a little more color or just to be filled in a little bit more. But once I've got all my florals in there, then I'm gonna go ahead and pick a ribbon, and I've chose the black and white buffalo check. I just feel like it's the perfect fall ribbon. Another really good one would be just maybe like a burlap ribbon, or just white would look prettier, cream color. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the black and white buffalo check with a little bit of the glittery orange ribbon. And I'm just gonna create a very simple bow on one side. And I would say if you're gonna have this on a table, kind of spread that bow out on both sides, or do one on both sides of the arrangement. So yeah, the only thing left is choosing a candle type, and you could use a taper candle or a pillar candle. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you both. I prefer a pillar. I just think it looks so much nicer, but you know, you do what you think looks best. So the last thing I'm gonna add is these little cream colored pumpkins, just a couple right next to the bow, and that's it. So here it is. I love how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.